Well, let's talk about a good game that doesn't suck.
Okay.
In our segment called Game Club.
Game Club.
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
I'm done with the news.
Okay.
Good.
Let's be done together.
Ladies and gentlemen, each week we talk about a video game in a, we play a segment or a chapter or a timed interval of that game.
Yes.
And then we talk about it.
Yes, we do.
Everyone out there.
Yes.
I think we're missing a lot of the people in the chat that we would normally
Yeah.
have for Game Club.
Yeah, where are those wieners?
I don't know where those wieners are.
Oh, well, that's okay.
But anyway,
I don't need them.
this is chapter 2.
Well,
or
it's not really
two of Quest 1.
chapter.
Yeah.
It's like we're doing this we did the second main story mission. It's not really chapters in this game. First one was like get the ship ready to go. And the second one is like get a key card so you can go to this other planet.
Yeah.
But in between, while we're doing it, we can do as little or as much of the side content as we would like.
Yeah.
Of the side stories. And I think I did it all up to not going to the next planet, which was Monarch. I did not go to the planet Monarch.
Did you go to Skilla?
I did. I went to everywhere I could go. Every quest that I could do that wasn't on Monarch, I did it. Except for the ones where it was like, there was one quest you have to like get a power weapon from the scientist's ship. Or science weapon from his ship.
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
No?
No, I didn't go to his ship. I didn't go to his ship.
I definitely did that.
Nice. I got the other ones, but I didn't get that one.
Yeah,
and some
so
I got by accident. So
most of the quests that we're doing here are on the Groundbreaker, which is it's an old colony ship that has been turned into some kind of just floating space station that just hangs out.
Yes.
And we're there to talk to I can't remember what her name is. But we're there to talk to them.
The
like
engineer woman.
Yeah, the engineer woman. We go to talk to her. The smuggler.
Yeah.
And information data broker. We go to talk to them, and the guys from the board.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once we land on Groundbreaker, that's it. You can't leave until you
talk to the board member. Then he'll unlock your ship.
Yeah. So I went to Skilla first off. I was like, go there? Nah, I'm gonna go to Skilla first off.
But why did you go there?
Why not?
But you had no quests or anything?
You just like have a look. They were like, don't go there, it's super hard. So I was like,
who said it's super hard?
I think it was the computer.
Okay.
I think. So I went there and it bummed about and it was super hard and I left. The one thing that we find out when on Skilla is that, or Cilia, or whatever it is that primals are everywhere.
Well, this
they're
one's on
anyway.
Skilla was because the circus ship crash landed and they escaped. That's why they're on the planet.
Ah, okay.
But yeah, they're probably on every planet because there's probably some hokey reason why they'll be on every planet.
Yeah, there's a lot of cross-contamination of species and planets because people are transporting stuff.
Yeah,
everywhere.
that's the story reason. The IRL real reason is like we don't have enough money or time to make unique creatures on every planet.
Yeah.
So just put them on there and we'll make up a story reason why.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're all on this planet too. But I mean, we eventually come back with actual quests to do there. I didn't go there till I had a quest. I don't go anywhere until I have a quest, really. So on Groundbreaker, I went and talked to everybody, looked at everything, did everything on there, and then I headed out. The only problem I had on Groundbreaker was like sneaking into these areas in the back rooms.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I have my hologram projector so I can like pretend to be like a crew member of the Groundbreaker.
Yeah. And there's two areas you can do that. You can do that in the medical lab or the security office.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't have the chip to do it. Like, where's the chip?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't find the chip, whatever. So I'm like, I'll do the other quests, right?
Yeah.
So I do everything else. And like, I go into the back rooms or whatever they call them to go.
Back bays.
The back bays to get to fix the heat sinks and everything like that.
Yep. And
I had a quest that I was supposed to kill the guy in the back room, but at first I went in there and I talked him down, so he let me in.
Oh yeah, I did that too.
But then I was like, but I want to kill him too. So then I shot his buddy, and then he fought me. He had a crazy flamethrower. like electronic plasma flamethrower or something like that.
Yeah,
I think
cool. I think there's some sitting around in boxes down there too that you can pick up.
Oh yeah,
flamethrower.
I just took his, but I killed him and everything like that. But I did everything else, and then I was like, okay, well, I don't know what to do for the cloaking quest. So then I went and I did like Skilla, did all that, and then I went to the other place in Emerald Vale, whatever it was called. Not Emerald Vale, but Titan 2. What's it called?
Yeah, it's what the hell is it called? It's Terra 2.
Terra 2, yeah, Roseway Gardens.
Yeah, Roseway Gardens.
And I did everything there, and I went back to the ship, and the only thing I'm like, well, I guess I'm done. I only have these 2 quests where I'm supposed to find the chip and go in the back room, but I can't find them. I looked everywhere. I couldn't find them, right?
Huh, yeah.
So then I was like, well, the only quest I was tracking at that point was like the next main story mission.
Yeah.
So I tracked the mission with you need the chip.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, it points you right to the chip. You don't need to find it. It's just, it's there. So I'm like, okay, well, this is way easier. So then I got those 2 missions and did what I needed to do.
Yeah.
But I was like, I didn't think it was going to like just tell you where to go to find this thing. I was like, okay, I'm going to have to pickpocket somebody or, do something. And then it was like, oh, it literally just is like, go there, pick it up. Okay, you could go in there now. So that was a little, I mean, it gets a little bit less like Fallout at this point, because Fallout wouldn't probably do that.
Probably not.
It would say like, you can do this if you get a chip. And then you would have different ways to do it.
Yeah.
Like you could pickpocket somebody or kill somebody or find it laying around or hack a computer or do something, right? Whereas this one is like, you have to find the chip. That's the only option. There's nothing else to do.
Nope.
So that was a little disappointing. But I will say, yes, as we get further in the game, I understand what the complaints were about. Like, oh, the enemies are just bullet sponges. It's like, yeah, they are just bullet sponges. They have no, like, the AI is terrible. They just charge straight at you.
They're pretty terrible.
The companion AI is terrible.
Yeah, it's not the greatest.
And like the gunplay is all right.
I'm enjoying the gunplay.
It's fine. Like it's, they aim nicely and the weapons are cool and everything like that. But it's just like, yeah, you just shoot them and shoot them and shoot them and shoot them again.
I haven't had that problem yet.
No?
Nope.
What's your problem then?
I haven't had that bullet sponge problem. Everything just dies.
But what you just said, you went to skill and it was too hard.
It was too hard. I couldn't kill anything. They just killed me instantly in one hit. But when I returned, everything just died.
Okay. I've had it where it just like seemed like I'm shooting and shooting and shooting.
If something is too high a level for me, then I expect them to kill me instantly. Like when I went to Skillet, everything's level 16 there.
Yeah.
And I was level 9?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And so they nuked me.
Yeah.
And when I returned at the appropriate level, just nuked them.
Yeah, I'm not nuking them. I mean, I'm not having trouble. I'm not dying or anything like that. But it's like I had like my minigun or whatever. I had like 2,300 rounds or something like that. And then when I finished Skilla, I was like, man, I've only got like 1,600 rounds left. Like I fired like almost 1,000 rounds to kill everything on this planet. Which I guess, I mean, I committed like genocide of the primals on the planet by killing them all. But it's just like, I seem to be firing a lot of bullets. But maybe it's also because the DPS is the DPS.
Yeah.
It's the damage per second, not damage per shot.
Yeah.
So the minigun fires like 600 rounds in like a minute.
Yeah.
So it does seem to take up a lot of shots.
Did you get the science? Oh, so you didn't go to Phineas's lab to get the first science weapon.
But I got 2 other ones.
Okay, so you got the other science. You got the 2 on Groundbreaker.
One on Groundbreaker and one on
Roseway.
I got one on Skilla.
As well.
I got one in Skilla. I think there's one in a house on Skilla that I found by accident.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
It was like the recombobulator or something like that. I haven't used it. It'll like the text that I read about it in the computer was like how he hit someone in the head with it and his face was all deformed and his teeth were in the wrong place and his one eye was bigger than the other eye and all this shit. And then I found another one on the Groundbreaker, but I don't remember what it is.
Just has massive knockback.
Yeah.
I have the one on Phineas's lab. I won't spoil it as to what it is.
Yeah, I'm not using them. I gave the 2 to Max because he gets a bonus. One of his perks is like bonus to science weapons.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, you can have these. Oh, by the way, Felix, by far the worst character in the game.
The kid you meet on Groundbreaker.
Yeah, when you recruit him, he fucking sucks. By far the worst character in the game.
I haven't taken him out.
I did, and I had to go back to the ship and return him. He was the worst.
I've taken the doctor out.
Yeah.
I've taken everyone else out except for I haven't taken out
Max?
No.
Oh,
the
Sam?
robot. Sam.
Yeah, I didn't take out Sam either.
I'm taking out
So
Sam.
we fixed up Sam, we recruited the doctor, and we recruited Felix. I have one slot left for another character.
Yep, me too.
It's
when I'm looking at this too, like when you talk to them on your ship, you can dismiss them at any time and make them go away. So I'm like, are there other characters?
That's
that
what I was
aren't
wondering
be able
too.
To pick
I
up
don't think so. I don't think so. Just because, well, first of all, the game's not that big.
No.
Like I don't know. Maybe how many main story missions are there? There's only like 6 or 8 main story quests. So we're like 2/3 of the way, or a third of the way already. But I just don't think they would do that in this game. They didn't have the budget to be like making a bunch of characters and recording voice lines and shit for them.
Probably not.
But Felix just was terrible, dude. You should take him out just to see.
Yeah.
But the stuff he says is just, oh my God, you suck, buddy. I did do Parvati's loyalty missions. Yep. I don't know if that's what they are, but she really has a crush on the girl that works as the engineer.
She's actually the captain of the ship.
Yeah, but she's the engineer
captain
too.
Of the Groundbreaker. Yeah, and Jun Lee.
Jun Lee, yeah. She has a crush on her, but then you talk to Parvati and it's like, oh, Parvati's asexual. Like she believes in like romantic love, but she doesn't want to do anything physical.
Yeah, yeah.
So she's having trouble with how talking to Jun Lee or whatever. And I've been like a total like supportive person this whole playthrough, except to Felix because he's an idiot. So I give my best advice to her, and she seems to really like everything I've told her.
Yeah, I tell her to shut up and do it.
I'd be nice. Did you take her out for a drink and everything? Yeah.
And I was like, no, just do it.
Yeah, but did you get her all wasted and shit? Like I had her one drink and then I was like, you should probably take it slow for the first time.
I gave her water, yeah.
I gave her a drink, an alcoholic drink.
Yeah,
but then
she had some fruity wine.
Who did you take with you when you did that?
I think I had the other doctor with me.
Okay, I had Max with me.
It might have been Max. I'm not entirely sure.
Because Max is like, yes, it's a good idea to go slow your first time. You don't want to get too messed up or whatever.
Yeah.
I like that, how they have like lines that they say to each other and everything.
Oh, yeah, I love that. I like the interaction between the two characters that you have.
But when I had Felix, he didn't say anything outside of like when I would... No, he said... Nah, I take it back. He said stuff and I'm just like, fuck, you suck, dude. I don't know if it's his voice or whatever, but he's so annoying.
So, as soon as I went down to the bay. I talked to the guy, the criminal down there. I convinced him to stand down. I looted the entire place. Didn't kill him.
In the back bays?
Yeah, in the back bays.
Yeah. I did that too.
Yeah, I did all the convincing with people. I don't think anything new would have happened.
Did you kill him down there?
No.
You just left him?
I just left him.
Oh, no, I killed him.
I was like, nah, I've already talked to you. I'm not going to
kill him. But I was just like, yeah, I talked to him and he stood down. But then as I talked to him, I'm like, okay, he's crazy.
Oh, definitely.
They're taking psychedelic drugs down here to become more crazy.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's going to be a problem later in the ship. Sorry to interrupt, but then I was like, I'll just shoot one of his buddies, right?
Yeah.
And then they all fought me. Had a crazy battle. I did die in there because I just was like, there were so many of them coming from everywhere, and they shoot me with his plasma shotgun and everything. But I killed them all, and then I went down to the right. There's a little door. I was at the very far back end of the bay.
Yeah.
That's when I started shooting.
That's where
the vent
sleeper
shit
chamber is.
Yeah. And then I went down to the right, and there's nobody in the room, but I walked like 5 feet in, and all of a sudden, boop, these two guys just appeared out of nowhere. They didn't attack me or anything. They were just chilling down there, and then I killed them anyways.
Weird.
But, yeah, it was very weird because I was like, what the fuck did these guys come from? Anyways, you were saying you talk to them, you did all that stuff.
I didn't finish all my quests there because I wanted to go. Once I got the ship unlocked, I was just like, okay, all right, let's just go off to another place.
Oh, yeah.
So I went to Monarch first.
Why'd you go to Monarch?
Without getting the nav key. Because that's
naughty.
None of my quests told me to go there. I just
that's why you don't go there.
I was just like, whatever, let's explore around.
Okay.
And I get there, I land on the pad, middle of the there's a city that's just completely destroyed.
No spoilers.
And anyway, I land there, and the enemies there are so hard.
Yeah.
I just die.
Yeah.
Just over and over again. I'm like, okay, no, go back to the ship.
Yeah. Exactly.
But you get the third storyline quest before you even finish the second story quest.
If you do it in that order, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got it in. I was like, oh. I'm like, oh, this must not be the main storyline quest.
Yeah.
And then when I finished the second storyline quest, I was like, they didn't give me another storyline quest.
Yeah,
what the hell?
that's the third one because you got the key, right?
I looked it up.
You got the key.
I got the key, and so there was the radio frequency one, and I had to look it up. I was like, is this the third storyline quest? Like, yeah, it is.
Yeah. I didn't get that till the last thing. I didn't get the key. That was like the last thing I did.
Yeah.
I did everything else, and then I got the key because I knew that was going to be like the end of it, right?
So my current first aid, like medical, is at 90.
Nice.
My other one, mechanical, is at 80.
Yeah.
And my mechanical is 100 when I have Pavati in the crew.
Oh, yeah.
And then my other one, what the hell is the one in the middle? Science, engineering, is it just mechanical?
I don't know. I can't remember.
That's 10 lower than my medical. It's so high.
Yeah. I stopped putting points into my guns. It's like,
me too.
I don't need to put any more in guns. I'm just doing everything else, pumping up all my speech and everything like that.
Yeah.
Because if I put the reticule over the guy, they're going to die.
Yeah.
I don't need to have like a special ability. Though it is pretty nice to have some of the leadership ones. Like when I started to be able to like tell them to use their special abilities on the enemies, that was a lot of fun. Because like
I still don't have that.
You don't? You need to get it. Like Parvati, she like teleports to the pulls out her hammer and just smashes them in the ground. Or like the doctor, I can't remember her name. She pulls out a revolver and is just like and like shoots them and stuff. It's just fun to see him do it.
Yeah. So we didn't really talk about the Roseway Gardens area yet.
No.
But this is where Auntie what's the company name?
Auntie Cleo?
And Auntie Cleo's food factory is set up on Terra 2.
Yes.
So there's the competing Auntie
the Spacer's Choice
and Spacer's Choice.
They're two of the corporations.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the missions here is to go steal some secrets for the old bag on the ship.
Yeah, I completely forgot that that's what I was on that planet to do.
Yeah.
So I only kept one secret.
Me too.
I convinced someone to give it back to me.
Oh, I didn't convince anyone. I just didn't do that quest.
Oh, and then I did all the other quests and gave the secrets back, and I was like, got back to Groundbreaker, and I was like, oh my god, I didn't save any of the secrets.
Yeah, I had the one because like 2/3 of the way through, I was like, wait, I keep giving away the secrets because the way I thought it was when I first started giving them away, I was just like, well, I'm giving them, but I also have the information for myself.
Yeah.
But no, that's not how it works. This is the part in the game where I was like, why did they even put in any of this food?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So I've been using the meat, one of the meats in my inhaler.
Yeah, I put in another. I think I actually put in the I put in another not a meat, but I put like one of the other like drugs in there.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one.
Yeah, that's really all it's there for.
Yeah, but like, why did they have to do it the way they did? Why couldn't they just call it a hot dog? But you have Auntie Cleo's hot dog and you have Spacer's Choice hot dog. They do the same fucking thing, but you have them both in your inventory. They're separate stacks. You can't sort them by like type. Like
it's immersion.
It's not immersion. It's a pain in the ass.
It is a pain in the ass, yes.
Like, let's say I just want to see which ones give me a buff to shooting. Yeah. No, you can't. No. The only way to sort it is by value, and they're all the same value, okay? But there's also different ones that have the same value. So, like, if I only wanted to keep one type, I have to manually compare and be like, okay, this one does a buff to shooting, but this one does a penalty to whatever, hacking.
Yeah.
And I want to sell this one and keep this one. But I started to do that, and I was just like, fuck this shit, and I just sold them all. I was like, get rid of all this shit. I don't need it.
Yeah.
It's too much.
I save a little bit of the plus attribute stuff because my hacking isn't high enough to get, or lockpicking isn't high enough to get through some things. So I take my armor off.
I was gonna do that
food, and then I can hack it.
I was gonna do that, but I was at the point. I'm like, if I'm in a mission, I'll find some food. I don't need to carry it with me. I'll pick up the food after every mission. I'll sell it, and if I need to find one, I'll just look around the ship until I find one.
Yeah, you probably will find it
because it was like 30 different things in my inventory of just canned salt tuna or whatever the fuck, some bread or like Spacer's chaw, and it's just like, oh fuck, get rid of all this shit. So I sold it all.
I enjoy having it as a immersion kind of thing because everything's just
it was interesting when I was picking it up. Like, oh, salt tuna.
It does.
But it's just like, what the fuck is the point? Okay,
fill your inventory.
Tell me it's salt tuna, but then just put it in the stack of like the same food.
Yeah.
Like canned food.
Canned food that gives you plus 25% to your health.
Or let me sort it so I can sort it by each buff type.
Yeah.
So then I can get rid of like duplicates.
Yeah.
Because I was carrying like 100 pounds of food. So I got rid of that all.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of stuff going on there.
Yeah, for sure.
Roseway Gardens.
Mm-hmm.
There's a scientist there trying to make toothpaste.
Yeah. It's like
out of Raptidon jelly
hormones
or whatever. Yeah, they're hormones.
But it's like a appetite suppressant too.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Did you get through the Raptidon pens without killing the broodmother?
Yes.
I did not.
No?
I could not sneak because I'm just full heavy armor.
Yeah.
Couldn't sneak through to get... I got all the canisters because what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to get all these sleeping gas canisters, put them into one side of the room, and then sneak your way over to the other side of the room to freaking activate it.
Yeah. So what I did was, the first time I went in, I snuck. I only had 2. I didn't know how many I needed. So I walked over, put the 2 in, but the one little Raptidon saw me over there.
Yeah.
My companions will just not listen to me. Because I told them to wait outside.
Yeah.
As soon as the fight starts, teleport right in the room. They start shooting, so I just ran away as far as I could. They teleported to where I was. I'm like, well, I hope I didn't kill the broodmother. So I found the other thing, and I went back. I put it in. I just somehow snuck perfectly over to that one. But on the way back, it saw me, so I ran away again. And then I came back, and I snuck over to the dispenser and hit it, and it was fine.
Nice.
So I did do it, but it was a fucking big pain in the ass.
Oh yeah, I got in the room, did the 3 canisters. I was like, where the frig is the thing?
Yeah.
Where do I activate it? So I ran outside, go to the panel that's right outside the door, and it's like, well, this isn't it.
Yeah.
I go back inside, and then I get spotted, and I run back out, and I'm like trying to close the door. I'm like, oh god, Pavartis is still in there.
Yeah.
So she comes out. I close the door. Broodmother's half inside the door, half outside the door. Closes, and she's glitched inside the door.
Oh god.
And so Pavarti's just like blasting her. And I'm like, frig.
Yeah, it's a pain.
So I just blast her. I was like, whatever.
I mean,
no takesy backsies.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I gassed the rest of them.
Yeah. It's like, whatever. No big deal. Did it even do anything, really? Maybe got some bonus XP.
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
Did you destroy the guards? Did you destroy the
I
inmate?
negotiated an exit. Yeah.
Yeah, I did that too.
Like, they were different to me than the ones in the back bays. Because those guys are criminal scum. Whereas there's like, okay, some of them are like scavengers or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the other ones are just guards. And it's like, well, they're, the guards work for the corporation, so I don't like them. But the scavengers technically are stealing. Yeah. But so am I. So I was just like, I'll negotiate. I'll use my like silver tongue to get him out of here.
Yeah.
Which I did. But it was weird because I did the negotiations and everything. And they're all walking, whatever. And then I'm in the building, and I just hear, like, this fucking crazy battle going on. Like, explosions and shooting. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Do they just fight each other anyways? But I couldn't figure out what was going on with that. Because it was like a crazy battle. Did
you talk to her, the scavenger, and be like, okay, well, you can get out of here on your own. I've cleared everything. Or did you talk to her and say, wait, and then go tell the guards that, hey, this is what's happening. You guys got.
Yeah, they knew what was going on.
Yeah.
But then I told her she can go.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I did tell the guards and everything. Like, I negotiated with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that too.
Yeah. I don't think there was an actual battle. I think something just glitched out.
No. Did you come across their compatriot on the outside who was guarding the vent tunnel?
Was she looking for her lighter?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I got her lighter.
And then, yeah.
I gave it to her.
Nice.
Even though Max was like, hey, that's a really nice lighter.
Yeah, I know. I gave it back as well.
That. So I'm wondering, like, if you keep it, does that end up in Max's room? I found a bunch of, like, collectibles.
Oh, yeah.
When I go back to the ship, it's like, oh, you found, like, I don't even remember what I found. A cowskin rug or something like that. You go into the room, it's like, oh, there's a cowskin rug. That's pretty cool. I did enjoy when you fix Sam and you go to the cockpit. Ada and Sam. Ada's like, oh yes, clean my crack a little deeper. I haven't been
gotten
cleaned
that
in
voice
so
line yet.
long. Yeah, and then she'll be like, "Oh, Captain, could you give us some privacy, please?"
I haven't gotten that voice line yet.
Yeah. They're
That's
like,
great.
he's in there cleaning with his feather duster. She's, oh yes, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Besides Felix being just the worst character in the game, other than that, I've enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't taken Felix out, but I guess I'll have to.
Did you climb up on top of the crashed circus spaceship on Skilla, I think it was?
No, I haven't.
There's just
is that the one that's on the landing pad?
Yeah, to the north of it.
Yeah.
You can go on top of it. There's a few like data pads about that. That's what tells you,
okay,
like,
yeah.
Hey,
I haven't gone up there.
The primals escaped, whatever. You know, what are we gonna do? Like, we're a circus, we need the primals or whatever.
Yeah.
It was interesting reading like the background about like how they're mining this planet, and our ore vein wasn't as good as we thought it was. We want to move, and then the corporation's like, no, you're not moving. You're done. Your time to come home. Like, we're not doing any more mining here.
Yeah.
You've lost us enough money as it is. But I screw over the corpse whenever I can. Fuck the corporations, man. They suck. They're the worst.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to playing more.
Yeah, so am I.
I'll probably play it Tuesday.
I will probably play
I don't
it tonight.
think I'm working Tuesday. I think I'm off Tuesday again, so probably play it all day.
My entire crew is outfitted in 26 power armor.
Oh, I know. I'm not wearing anything that's good like that. I just wear what looks cool. I think I'm wearing a pink helmet. And unfortunately, you cannot unequip them. That's the one thing I don't like.
What?
You can switch their armor, but you can't take it off.
Oh, I haven't tried to take their armor off.
I
just tried to make it as good as possible.
I gave Parvati a pair of goggles.
Yes.
So she has 2 pairs of goggles.
Yes, she does. I had that
it
going
looks
on
so
as well.
stupid. And I was just like, oh, I cannot remove her fucking goggles, man. So in the cutscene, she takes them off. She doesn't wear them in the cutscene. Yeah. But like when we're running around, she has goggles on her forehead and goggles on her eyes. It looks so stupid, man. So that was disappointing. Yeah, there's a few things you can tell like it's good, but it's not quite there. Like last time I said, like when I upgraded my gun with lightning, I'm like, where did it go? I can't find it. And it's like, oh, that gun was equipped on Parvati.
Yeah.
But I thought it was my gun. So it's just like things like that.
Just not looking at the outlines.
Outlines?
Yeah, because the guns are outlined differently for who's holding it.
Well, I never noticed that for sure. But they also, why wouldn't they tell you that?
I don't know.
Like, why wouldn't that be a thing? Like, hey, if you want to know whose gun it is, like, look for the outline.
Yeah.
Or like maybe put a P so I know it's Parvati.
Yeah, it would have been nicer to have something a little bit more substantial because you can tell which guns are yours and which guns are your teammates, but you can't tell which teammates' guns they are.
There's that too.
They're all labeled the same. Yeah. You have to know like what gun which gun it is.
Sam cannot be equipped with anything.
Nope, he's just got his acid blaster and his acid splasher.
I'm wondering if we can find upgrades for him.
I don't know. If we're almost already done the game, it might be.
I'm not really taking Sam with me. I'm a all girl gang, so it's me and Parvati and the doctor. I can't remember her name.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Sam with me on my next outing for sure.
I guess it depends. If I'm doing like a loyalty mission, I'll take who needs to go with me or whatever. Yeah. But I got the information that Vicar Max needed.
The book.
Yeah.
Yep. Or who has the book.
Yeah, I got that. Or who can translate the book, I guess.
Yeah. Then that's on the next storyline mission.
Yeah, that's on Monarch. So I didn't do any of that stuff that goes to Monarch. So.
I didn't do any of the stuff that goes where you get the landing key. I just bummed around the first place that you can go to, and I just died.
Yeah.
Until I got leveled up.
I didn't get... Is it Emily? Her name's Emily. The other doctor, I think. Her name's Emily. I didn't get... That was the last thing I did, was Emily. Was getting her. Because I did the quest to get the, like, medical robots and everything.
Yeah.
And then I go back. And she's like, oh, yeah, I'll join you or whatever. I'm like, oh, my God, she's recruitable?
I know.
I had no idea. So that was like the last thing I got.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, let me take her out in the field to see what she's all about. And I was like, well, she's infinitely better than fucking Felix, the stain upon the earth. Like, Felix
I didn't know Felix was recruitable either.
I mean, I had recruited him before, so I knew that. Because I'd played up until a bit of this part of the level before. But I didn't really, like... read everything. Like this time I'm like literally reading everything. Like there's nothing that gets glanced over and like, oh yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's like I will read about the Moon Man and how he became the Moon Man and how he's in pain because he's the Moon Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I read all that shit. And did you read the one there was a log in a terminal that when you read it, if you go away from it, it gets deleted?
Oh.
I think it was one posted by either Felix or it might have been the crazy guy in the tunnel before he went crazy. About how his ship got impounded, and I think it was probably the guy in the tunnel. No, wait. Whose ship gets impounded? We have to help somebody, don't we? Anyways, he talks about how his ship was impounded. Because he couldn't pay his impounding fee, they sold it off for scrap.
Yeah,
so he owned.
That's the guy in the basement.
Okay, it was him.
Yeah,
it was a post from him and how he was looking for a way off the ship, and he's posted the message like 75 times already. But after you read it and go back and try to read it again, it says it's been deleted by the admin. Because I was like, wait, I just read it. Where did it go? So it's pretty crazy. Yeah, I hacked every terminal, read everything, looked everywhere. Yeah.
I pretend to read everything because I'm terrible at reading, and that would just extend the game time by way too much with me trying to read stuff since I'm not good at reading.
Have you tried to read it out loud?
No.
Oh, well, I've been reading it out loud because I'm streaming it. But
yeah. That would take even longer.
It's interesting to add like stuff so you'll read it and be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I read the occasional thing and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's interesting. But then sometimes I just blast through stuff just trying to pick up quests that may have be coming from log entries.
No, I read it all. I used to do, like, I'm trying to think of what game. Like, Final Fantasy 13 is the reason kind of I do this.
Yeah.
When I played Final Fantasy 13, I was like, this game sucks. The gameplay sucks, and the story sucks. Everything sucks. So then I played Final Fantasy 13 2, which was even worse game, but I enjoyed it more because as we were going, I was like reading all the stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
And the story made sense. Even though it's like all time traveling and shit, I was like, oh, okay, I know what's going on here. So then I was like, well, why did I not like Final Fantasy 13? And I went back to it, and it was like all the stuff you need to know about how, like, you'll be watching a cutscene and they'll be like, oh, the Fal C and the LC, and you have to do your thing and blah blah blah. And it's like, what the fuck does any of this shit mean? Like, what is a Fal C? It's all told in journal entries that you'll watch a cutscene and the journal will get updated, and then you read the journal and it'll be like do and it'll tell you all this stuff. It's like, wow, you really have to read all this shit to know what's going on in this game.
Yeah, crazy.
So after that, now I will like always read that stuff and never skip it because, I mean, it's not just there for fluff. It actually tells you something.
Yeah.
Generally. Sometimes in games it's all baloney, but
yeah.
Final Fantasy 13, if you want to know what's going on, you have to read that shit.
Yeah, it all depends on how I'm feeling that day.
Yeah,
if I feel like reading through a bunch of stuff, then I will. But if I'm just like not feeling it, then I'll be like, whatever.
I'm used to also like Skyrim. There's all those books in it.
Oh yeah.
I read every single fucking book. If I found a book, I read it. I'd start reading it and be like, okay, I've read this Tale of the Lusty Argonian Maid already.
Yeah,
I don't need to read it again.
Yeah.
I'll read this one again.
You'll read it again. It's the Tale of the Lusty Argonian Maid. You read it a couple times.
Exactly. Sure. Her name is called She Lifts Tale. So yeah, I would read all that shit. And even in Fallout, the terminals and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just adds a bunch. Usually they're pretty well written, or they add something, or there's something interesting in them. So
yeah.
And someone spent time and money to do it.
Lots of time.
So,
coming up with all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's great world building, that's for sure.
Yeah. So I'm excited, especially to see the sequel, like how much bigger it is.
Yeah.
Because I would have to assume it's going to be even more.
I mean, there's 3 expansions, DLCs for this.
Oh yeah, are we going to be doing those? We'll see how we feel at the end.
Well, I mean, I might do it anyway.
But if we're both feeling it, we can just do it, you know?
That's
Let's
true.
do it, man.
That's going to be a big monetary input. But
nah, I mean, not really.
Yeah, because you got to buy the game.
No, you don't have to buy the game.
Buy the game, you just buy the DLC and not own the game.
Yeah, dude.
Is that how Game Pass works?
Yes, of course. You don't have to buy the game.
That's
Come on.
Bizarre.
Why is it bizarre?
Well, because when the game leaves Game Pass.
Well, then you have to buy the game. But it's not leaving Game Pass. This game's owned by Microsoft.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. I'll keep an eye out and I'll see when they go on sale.
Yeah.
And I'll let you know.
Yeah. I mean, I might just, who knows? Yeah, well, I guess it all depends on when we get.
But I'm also assuming,
we're done to the game.
I'm assuming that the whole DLC will be like a 4-hour playthrough.
Yeah, probably.
With everything, like side quests and everything. So it'll be like an additional 1 episode.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be okay.
I think so.
We'll see how we're feeling at the end of it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
If it still continues to be, we're excited to keep playing.
Yeah.
Because I am probably going to keep playing tonight.
I probably won't because I'd like to just like play all of it. Probably.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to work Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah. So
I am definitely working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
I'm working Monday, and I mean, I could potentially work Tuesday and Wednesday as well.
Yeah.
If there's something to do.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always something I could do, but like, I don't want to be like doing some of this bullshit.
Yeah. You don't want to be volunteering for positions and stuff.
Well, it's just like
volunteering to do work.
I could go work every day. I could work 7 days a week, but I don't want to go deal with customers.
No.
Like, come on. Come on, dude.
Come on, customers.
Exactly. No, thank you. No, thank you.
All right. Well, that'll bring us to the end of Game Club and to the end of this podcast.
Yes.
Well, the end of the episode of Game Club.
Yes.
And the episode of this podcast.
We're going to continue.
Or both. The Game Club and podcast.
Yes.
If you're listening to this live, stay tuned for Weebus Bleebus.
Yes.
As we will be talking about the next few episodes of Chainsaw Man.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but it is snowing a lot outside. Holy. I just looked out the window and I'm like, holy fuck, I got to walk in this?
Ooh.
We might, well, anyways, I was going to say, maybe Weebus Pleebus will happen next weekend.
Yeah, we'll check what the snow is like, and maybe it will happen next weekend. But anyway, thank you guys for coming out and enjoying this podcast.
Yes.
Thank you for listening to it live. Thank you for listening to it on the podcatchers.
Yes.
If you like this podcast, please make sure that you rate us and share us with friends.
Yes,
and
please.
Leave us a review. Just tweet at us how we're doing. Make sure you join the Purple Room Studios Discord to get involved in the discussion of Game Club. If you like Game Club, you can write your experiences there.
Yes.
And we will read them out on the air, live in front of people and not live in front of people.
Yeah, 9 arsons.
So yeah, and join the Patreon if you want to support this podcast with your hard-earned dollary dues.
Please.
But anyway, we will see you guys again in 1 week's time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.